Curse of Reptar is a really sweet, all grown up episode, and even though it does something I typically don't like with animations, it worked really well, and I'll talk about that in a moment. This is the fourth episode of the third season of All Grown Up, and there will be spoilers from now as I discuss a little bit about what happens. Stu has sold an invention, so he's decided to put a pool in the backyard. Needless to say, they're all really excited about this. And when the diggers come along and dig up the ground, they unearth Reptar, a little Reptar doll. And the characters start to reminisce about Reptar. Dale is apparently too young to remember Reptar, which I'll be honest is a little bit unrealistic because unless they suddenly stopped liking Reptar within a year, so by the time Tommy was 2, Dale would have remembered. But nevertheless, he doesn't remember in this episode, and they reminisce about Reptar, and they decide that it's just an old toy, so they get rid of him. But when they throw Reptar out, strange things start to happen, and there's a storm, and it's all very dark and atmospheric, and they think it's because they've angered Reptar, so they try and rescue him. And it's very, very sweet. The thing that I said where it does something I don't normally like is that it's very dimly lit, if you will. It's very dark. There's not a lot of bright colours. Usually with animations, I like bright, bold, vivid colours, and All Grown Up is usually excellent with that. But we have a lot of this set at nighttime, and with the storm, it's not very bright, but it works so well, and it's almost like a horror film at one point with them digging around for Reptar in a very eerie environment, and I liked that it worked really, really well. It was also quite peculiar to see them holding this Reptar because, well, we haven't seen it in a very long time. And we then also get to see them as babies, and it's so sweet and so cute, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. If you watch Rugrats, and I assume most people watching All Grown Up watched Rugrats, I'd be really interested to know if there's anybody who watched All Grown Up who had never seen Rugrats or who didn't, routinely watch Rugrats. But as far as I imagine most people would have watched Rugrats, so the scenes or the clips of them as little babies was something that I think most viewers would really appreciate, and I personally rather enjoyed it. Curse of Reptar is a lot of fun. Interestingly, I don't care that much for Reptar in Rugrats. The episodes that focus on Reptar I tend to not care for, and I wasn't sure if I'd enjoy this, but because it's all about nostalgia and reminiscing and thinking back to when they were babies, it's a different kind of Reptar episode, and I enjoyed it. Curse of Reptar is a lot of fun, very well done, and an episode that I really liked.